And we are live. What up, players? Welcome to episode 110 of Player Life. It is Monday, the 3rd of May here in Tokyo, Japan. Um, yeah. Another good day. Another good day. May. It's already May. Goddamn. And for anyone that is involved in crypto, it's a cryptocurrency. It's a good time. Things are popping off. Things are going to the moon. Good times indeed. Um, yeah, here in Japan, it's right now. It's a national holiday. It's called Golden Week. It's when it's basically just a string of national holidays where I don't know for various reasons, but yeah. So I am enjoying the holidays, enjoying the break. It's a good time. Spark 55 in house. What is up? What is good? Hope you're well. Hope you're well indeed. Hope you had a good weekend. Because I certainly had a good weekend. I had a good weekend. I'm going to talk about that. It's quite relevant to today's topic. Yeah. So, yeah, I always start off my Mondays with I start off the week by doing a workout uh, with usually with Yair, my Brazilian friend here in Tokyo, and it's always a good way to start the week where we go to the park, we do our routine, we do our calisthenics routine, push-ups, pull-ups, sit-ups, dips, whatever it may be, and we feel good. We talk about crypto, we talk about business, we talk about chicks, and it's just a good routine to have, and it's just one of the best things about it. You know, not one of the best things, but it's um, it's just how naturally we just get numbers from girls. Like we just naturally like we're out and about, we're doing our thing. We're not out to get girls' numbers, but it just always happens. Like it always happens. We just do it. Like we're just out. We're going to do our workout. We're going to you know exercise, and we're going to usually we go for a coffee after, talk about crypto, talk about business, talk about how to improve our lives, talk about chicks. But yeah, we always meet some hotties. We always get some numbers. It's a good time. um Nice try, governor in house. What is up? What is good? Hope you are well. Hope you had a good weekend. Gabriel E, what is up? Hope you are good. Hope you are well. Um, yes. So that was today. I'll show you. Didn't take many videos, but let me share the screen. Let me share the screen. All right. So here I am on my third set, doing 10 pull-ups. The forward facing ones are a lot harder. I was on my third set, so I was pretty fatigued. But yeah, usually I do the chin-ups, but you have to do both chin-ups and pull-ups. Hands, palms facing forwards, and gripping the bar the opposite way as well. These are like at least I'd say 1.5 times harder than when your hands are facing your palms are facing towards you. Um, but yeah, uh, paying off, getting better every week. Here is today's photographer or whatever. I don't know if it was his girlfriend. He seemed to have a legitimate camera. I thought it was like I thought it was kind of a boyfriend simp thing going on here, but actually, I think he was doing like a photo shoot with her, and can't fault him for that. She has a nice booty going on here. Um, yeah. So I don't think it was a boyfriend simp situation, but yeah. Um, Here's a Lambo. So I always see Lambos, Ferraris out in Tokyo. Tokyo is a really rich city. Um, for anyone who doesn't know, We linked. I linked up with MLD also after our workout, and this is what happens, man. Like when you walk out, I said puppy game, cooking men in Tokyo, LOL, hot dude life. Like when we're walking around, Happy isn't even a puppy anymore, but she's very cute dog as you can see. Um, but like chicks will stop on the street and just start petting the dog. And this chick was super hot, as you can see. She's like really hot, very feminine, fashionable. But she just stopped on the street and started petting Happy. Um, let me go back. Yeah, she just stopped on the street, started petting Happy, like so many girls do. Having a cute dog is like an incredibly like amazing, icebreaker. Um, it's just it's just chicks will actually. It's a rare instance where chicks will actually come to you. Um, you know, and obviously the cuter the dog is, you know the more chicks that will come. Obviously if you have like a big rottweiler or a pit bull, yeah, it might be cool, it might be badass or whatever, but it will scare chicks away. What is a winning combination, if you're gonna, is when you're badass and you have a cute dog. So that is an insanely powerful day game tool. When you are badass as a dude and you have a cute dog, that, I don't know. It just it rather than the opposite way around. If you have a badass dog like a pit bull or a Rottweiler or a scary looking dog, and you're not badass yourself, that's a like, terrible combination. It's so bad. Well, for picking up chicks, that is, because because number one, you're not badass, and then you have a scary dog or a dog that chicks will think is scary. So it's not good. But like I said, let me reiterate: if you're badass and you have a cute dog, oh my god, you will like. It's just like a powerful combination. You will get so much contact with hot chicks, um, just from having that, and they'll come to you, which is crazy. Or even if they don't come to you, they'll make eye contact and they'll want to come to you, and like it makes just day game like easy mode, cheat mode. It's just not really fair. But yeah, I don't have a dog myself, so I can't use that technique right now. But let me see the chat. Spark55 says try pull-ups with ab crunches. Um, yeah, I think I did them. I think I did them. Yes. So see Joel's in house. What is up? What is good? What is good? Um, see Joel says so. I shouldn't get a cane corso. I'm not sure what a cane corso is. See, and look it up. Oh yeah, I mean it's a badass dog for sure, but yeah, you're definitely gonna scare chicks with that. That's the thing, you for sure. It's just not. It's not gonna make it. It's not gonna make it. Let me show for anyone that doesn't know what it is. I'll just show everyone what a cane corso is. Let me get it up. Okay, so yeah, yeah, this is like you know, not ideal for doing day game. Badass, cool animal, pretty sweet, but you're not gonna get the same attention as get, let's say, like what uh like uh like the results. If you have a dog like this, like it's cheat mode. You're like you're essentially cheating. Like in day game, if you have a dog like this, that's essentially cheating, you know. Um, so yeah, but yeah, that's just a puppy game for anyone who doesn't know. Yeah, puppy game. Yeah, but I will obviously don't just get a puppy just to get chicks. Like, I mean, getting a dog is like a lot of it's actually a lot of work, a lot of responsibilities. Basically, like a child. You basically, because they're so reliant on you for everything. But yeah, that is just a side note on today's topic. Yeah, yeah. But let me stop that. Go back to know your worth in the house. What is up? What is good? Um, uh, See, Joel says I have to agree. The tiny furry dogs absolutely melt girls. Yeah, it's a useful tool. Very very useful tool, and it's a very good icebreaker. A very good icebreaker. Just breaks the ice. It's easy mode. Like, but yeah, if you want to get a dog, you know, you want get one that's gonna be cute, even when it grows up. So that you can kind of kill two birds with one stone, as they say. You can have a dog, which is awesome, and you can use it for game as well. Um, but share screen. Yes. So today's topic is talk about how to have a threesome. So that is today's topic. Yeah. So most guys. I've talked about this before, but most guys want to have a threesome for sure. Um, Most guys fantasize about having two girls at one time, and actually, uh, once you know how to do it, it's not actually that hard to do. Um, and that's what guys have to figure out. But I think I figured out how to do it pretty well at this point. Yeah, and the reason I chose this topic for today is because I had one on Sunday. It was totally unplanned, and it was kind of not the usual way I would have had them in the past. In the past, they were organized. I usually had to arrange them. They took. I was the one that kind of had to organize it. Um, but the one on Sunday, it was kind of spontaneous. So it was, it's just every guy needs to experience having two girls at one time in their life. I mean, you actually like, especially when it's validational, like when it's genuine, like you're genuinely being desired by the girls sexually. That is like an insane ego boost. So much so that you actually get high off it. Like you'll be high off it. You'll enjoy yeah, you're the man. Like when you have two chicks in bed with you, you're the man. Like straight up. Like they're not with you for your money. They're not with you for like they're just with you because they think you're hot. They think you're a hot dude, and they're willing to share you. They want to share you. Like they're turned on. They're turned on by even seeing you bang another girl, and that's what happened yesterday. Um. So yeah. Do 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 do. Yeah, another hot chick hit me up. God, it's tough life here in Tokyo. It's a tough life being a hot dude. Being a hot dude out in Tokyo, it's difficult. But no, it's you got to work for it. You got to work for it. As you can see, I'm putting in hard work, guys. I'm like, I'm taking good care of myself. I'm working out like 3 times a week. I dress well. But yeah, side note. So yeah, every guy needs to experience it. A lot of guys won't though. A lot of guys will never experience. Like a lot of guys are lucky to get one girl these days. Like a lot of guys are like, it's hard for guys just to even get one. Guys are happy just to get one girl. Like that's where we're at. Like it's like you know, two girls, like two hot girls, like two hot like college age girls. Damn, that's like not many guys will experience. Most guys, most men never get to experience that. But they could. They just don't know how to go about it. They don't know what women really want. They don't understand women. They don't understand what women want. They think that being a simp, they think that being blue pill, they think they believe in the Disney, narrative. Like they're just idiots. Like most people are idiots. They don't understand nature. They don't understand what it means to be human. They don't understand what it means to like attract women, what how to turn them on, um, and just how to go about getting what you want. Um, but yeah, if it's just they need to, most guys just need to be woken up to it to understand that it is actually possible. You can do it. Like you can do it. You just need to know how to do it. So yesterday, I'll say how I usually go about arranging a threesome, and it's really not complicated. Usually, what you do is you you find one girl. All you need to do is concentrate on finding one girl, and from the get go, like as soon as you bang her, I would not before you bang her, all right, but after you bang her, like I'm talking like the first time you bang her, you don't slowly like start bringing it in because you need to get it into their head that you're that kind of guy from the get go. You don't like start, giving them ideas that you're going to be monogamous completely with them because then it's going to be harder to convince them to do a threesome. Um, or it shouldn't be a thing. It shouldn't be a thing that you need to convince them. Usually girls like that are down to have threesomes will be open to it if they think you're the right guy. If they think you're hot enough. If they think you're, that's the thing. You got to be that guy because they're willing to do it if you're that guy. Like they will be willing to do it. You have to be that guy. You don't want to be the guy that they won't do it with, the simp boyfriend type. You don't want to be the boyfriend material type that they won't do it with. You could be dating a girl, right now, and she refuses to have a threesome with you. She just flat out refuses because you're not that guy. But back like 5 years ago when she was like in college, she was up for it because she met some really hot guy and she was he wanted to do it and he was assertive and he wanted to do it and he was confident about it and he just like had this aura of confidence about him that he would be able to handle a threesome. Because a lot of girls will, if you don't have the confidence about it, if you don't have that like air about you that you're like, you could totally handle a threesome, then they're not going to want to do it with. I know I give off that confidence. I know like, and it's not like a loud confidence, just like they know that I can handle a threesome. Trust me. Like when I'm with a girl, they know that like, yeah. I'm just about it. Like I live this lifestyle for real. Like I'm not faking any of it. Like I really love sex. Like I genuinely love sex. And these girls know that. Like they know that I can handle a threesome, and I really do want one. It's not like a thing where I'm going to be all nervous and like get stage fright. No, I'm well past that now. Like I'm well, like I've like that's not an issue. But that's the thing. That's the first step. Like you have to like kind of genuinely want one. Because I don't think every guy is really made for a threesome. I think every guy should experience one, but I don't think. I think a lot of guys wouldn't be able to handle one. Actually, I think there's a lot of guys are nervous. Like a lot of guys get stage fright. A lot of guys actually, even with one girl, like they're nervous. Like a lot of guys, they're just they have too many inhibitions, and they're just nervous to express themselves sexually in the bedroom. They're afraid, oh, she'll think I'm weird, or oh, she, and they're just not confident about it. So they're definitely not going to be able to. If you're like that, you're definitely not going to be able to handle a threesome. So because you have to like perform in front of two girls, But the key to not being like that is to like lose your mind. Um, lose your mind in a good way, as in like not think about it. Um, Guys get caught up in the thinking. They think too much, and the blood goes to their head. The blood goes to their head, and they start thinking. They get nervous, and that's why some guys will get stage fright. They won't be able to perform. They won't be able to get an erection. They won't be able to have the and that's the thing that happens a lot of guys. Harry Zikos in the house, what is good, says likes are free, guys. Yeah, guys, 10 people in here watching, so smash the like button. Help me out. James in the house says King Pimp Mac, respect. Indeed, indeed. Thank you very much. Good. I think you're your first time in here, so welcome to the show. Yes, so that's what I'm saying, guys. The key is, first of all, for you as a guy, if you're interested in having a threesome, you have to give off the vibe that you can handle a threesome and that you actually genuinely want one. So like before doing threesomes, you have to get very comfortable with your sex life. I would say, like you have to get pretty good at. Honestly, you got to get pretty good at having sex, because if you're not very good at having sex, girls won't really be willing to like share you. They won't like, they won't think you're worth it. But if you're very good at having sex, like you know then they'll be more likely to have one, because they'll realize that it's going to be a good experience. um you know so yeah, you just got to become that guy. So like I was saying, once you find a girl, right, you find a girl, you don't know if she's going to be into a threesome. But whatever, it's a hookup situation. You might have got her on Bumble, you might have got her on Tinder, you might have met her at the coffee store, you might have met her at a nightclub, whatever. It's your first time hooking up with her, and you think she might be a good candidate for having a threesome. She's hot. You're not looking for really a relationship. So you plant that seed like immediately after you bang her. Like immediately you start, you bring it in somehow. Like you start talking about, you know you basically tell her that you've had threesomes in the past, so that she will open up to you more. And the thing is, when you start talking like that, you open up a can of worms. Like they'll probably start telling you about their sex life. So you know you got to be able to handle that and not be too judgmental. Don't ever be judgmental. Like never. I mean, if you're looking to have a girl that like as a like to have crazy, sexual experiences with, like as it's just it depends on what you're into. But if you're judgmental, basically you're if you're like, oh, you're such a bitch. I mean, I can't believe you did that. Oh, I can't believe you did that. I'm not going to see you again. It's just like, all right, she's not gonna. Good luck to having a threesome with her, but you're not. It's not going to happen. She's probably not even going to meet you again. But this is what you have to do to kind of like get a girl to realize that she can be honest and open with you. So yeah, I basically usually you hook up, you put on a good show, you have a good time. Hopefully you blow her mind, make her come, do all that good stuff, and then you're chilling with her after or whatever, and you start talking about things, and you start talking about whatever. You can just bring up that you had a threesome before. Have you ever had a threesome and stuff like that? So you plant the seed. And then she'll say, "Oh, how was?" She'll say, "How was it?" And you're like, "Oh, it was great. I loved it. I'd love to do one again." So you say that, like you plant the seed, and she's like, "What? You want to do one again?" And you're like, "Yeah, of course I do. It was amazing. It was great." And you're talking about it in a positive light. You're not like, "Oh, it wasn't good," or no. You're like, "That was amazing. It was a great time. Definitely want to do one again." You know what I mean? So you're you're telling them that you want to do one again from the get-go. So like that's who you are. So they're not getting this idea that you're one of these, like, you're just pure guy that's going to be, it's just going to be, the two of you for the till death do us part. No, you're a sexual person. You want to experience new things, and she knows that from the get-go. But it has to be after, hopefully after you've like really like really gone to town with her in the bedroom and shown her a really good time. Ideally, you made her come a lot, and then she's gonna be like, "This guy is like really good in bed. Like, I mean, yeah, I want to see this guy again," kind of thing. And then it just that seed has been planted from the start. So then, you know, if she's either that, some girls will just not be down at all, like they're not into it, and whatever, you're not. You just got to keep looking, but that's what you do. That's how you start. That's how you initiate it. Some girls will be into it, some girls won't, and that's just that's just how it is. But you just keep if you want to have a threesome, you just keep repeating that process. And some girls eventually, if you're good in bed and she's attracted to you, she'll be down. Like she'll be like, sure, yeah, or she might be hesitant. Like she might be like, oh, maybe, but you know, it depends on whether she's done it before as well. She might never have done it before, so she'll be nervous. A good sign is when she'll be like, "Oh yeah, I think girls are hot." A lot of girls won't say they're like bisexual. They'll say like they're kind of bi. Oh, I'm kind of bi. I could kiss a girl, or I could like, a lot of girls can kiss each other. Like, they can kiss each other, suck on some tits. Um, and even be turned on by it, but they don't want to like lick pussy, or get that kind of ratchet or that naughty with it. But yeah, they'll be happy to like make out with other girls, and suck on titties and whatnot. A lot of girls will actually. So if she says, yeah, I think girls are hot, kind of thing, that's a good sign. And you kind of, like I said, you plant that seed from the get-go. After the first time you bang them, you start, you're talking, you're chilling in bed with them. After you start talking, you're like, you just say it, like you say, "Oh, have you ever done a threesome?" And she'd be like, "No," or "Yes." Some of them might even say yes. And if they've done it before, the chances of them doing it again are much higher. The worst thing that they could say is like, "Oh yeah, I did it, but I wasn't into it." And it's like, okay, well, yeah, so I'm not getting to participate in the fun things. But yeah, like I said, some of them will be into it, some of them won't. You can't really force them, but you can encourage. You have to encourage them, especially when they haven't done it before. You just you tell them that it's gonna be fun. It'll be a good time, and like I said at the start, you have to give off the perception, or so that they know that you can handle it and that you really are actually into it. Because if you're very confident about it and you're excited about doing it, then that will rub off on them, and they will like, that will make them more comfortable, because you're the leader. As a man, you're the leader. You have to lead the situation always. Like we always have to lead the situation with confidence. That's why, like, the biggest turnoff for a woman in the bedroom is if a man like doesn't know what to do. Like if he's just like waiting for the girl to do something. Girls like that will dry their pussy up so much, like that Sahara Desert. Like they do not want a passive guy. They don't want a guy that like doesn't know what to do, or like that is nervous about doing things. Like the best advice I can give to guys in the bedroom is like lose your inhibitions. Lose your inhibitions. Do what you want to do, as long as the chicks are enjoying it, and usually as a guy, when you're enjoying yourself, most of the time the chicks will be enjoying themselves. So just try things out. If they're into it, if they're not into it, obviously don't continue doing it. But in my experience, when I'm following my desires, 9 out of 10 times they're more than happy to go along with it. I mean, they're getting off on that. sometimes you'll be like, you'll have girls that won't be on board with it, and you don't continue doing it or whatever it may be, whatever kind of sex it may be. But you know, um, really, you'd really have to take the lead as a guy in the bedroom, and that's you have to get to that point, when if you want to be having threesomes, um, where you're just like totally confident about the situation. Like there's no chance that you're not gonna. Like you have to know, like factually, that there's not even a chance that you're gonna have any, like you know performance issues or anything like that, or like stage fright. Um, so yeah, that is, I would plant that seed, and then basically that girl can help you to find another girl. Like, so she will, you can tell her that, hey, right, I really, let her know that you want to have a threesome, and that that you're gonna look for another girl, or that she can help you, so that it can be like a bonding thing where they feel like, you know uh that they can have a say. But yeah, once you have one girl, what I'm trying to put across is, once you have one girl, it makes things like it makes things just like way easier to put together. Like one reliable girl that will show up, like, pretty much anytime, you know, that isn't flaky, that's like reliable. And then it's just a lot easier to find another girl from wherever it may be, from a dating app, from like, bars, nightclubs. You just source other girls, and then you kind of do the same thing with her. Or you do the same thing, and you tell her that you already, after you usually after depends usually after you hook up with them, you tell them that you have another you basically tell them that you have another sex friend or whatever, friend with benefits, and that you want to have a threesome. And you can lead into it slowly. You ask them if they ever had a threesome. Do you like girls? Like, would you be interested in having a threesome? See how they respond. And uh, that's how I've done them in the past. Where I've had one reliable girl, then I find another one, and I can just bring them together. So it's me that has organized it, really. Because they don't generally just happen like randomly. They don't just like, oh, just you go out to a club and you just bring two girls home. Doesn't They don't usually happen like that. Like, yeah, that it's just a rare incidence where it's just going to happen like out of thin air. But yesterday was kind of, so I have one girl that that I met her out I met her in a bar, and she's a cool girl, um very hot. And I've been seeing her, and I immediately, I think yeah, like I said, I did the same thing. Like, immediately she knew what I didn't hide anything from the start. She knew that I was like kinky. I was like, I like sex. She knew, because I told her. um I think she knew all about it basically from the get-go. But after I hooked up with her, and so I planted that seed. And she basically was like, oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. So she told me she did one a while back, but it was with her. It was years ago. Like, it was when she was a couple of years ago, when she was in, I think it was like 3 years ago or something. But she said it was kind of weird because the guy wasn't confident or something. But the fact that she told me she did one, you know, immediately showed told me that if she did it once, um, she'd be down to do it again. So yeah, but apparently it wasn't a good experience, because the guy didn't have, like, he didn't have confidence. I didn't ask too many details, but I presume the guy had must have gotten stage fright or something. That's what I mean. That's what my point. Like, some it might not be for every guy. If a guy suffers from confidence issues, it's not like, he might not be able to handle it, or if he hasn't built up like a solid enough foundation of what he likes, and he's not comfortable with expressing himself in the bedroom, then jumping into a threesome probably would get stage fright. um with when you have to perform in front of two girls. But for me, it's not even a performance, because I'm like, so I don't know, like, sex should be kind of like, you you kind of revert back to your animal instinct. When you start thinking too much in sex, that's when you start that's when it becomes not good. Like, you should be like kind of in an animal state, because you're at your kind of baseline human instinct behavior when you're having sex. And if you're starting to think too much, then that's like, you know uh it's gonna affect the mood. It's not gonna be a flow of it's not gonna be very natural. But yeah, so you got to build up that foundation and get comfortable with your sex life, with yourself, what you desire in women. And once you get to that point where you're like totally confident, you know exactly what turns you on, you know exactly what like kind of girl you like, you know exactly what you like in bed, and you're fully confident, you have no embarrassment whatsoever about doing what you like in bed, then you should be ready to have a threesome. Like, if you're not at that point, you're probably not ready to have a threesome. Like, if you have these hang-ups, if you're like, oh, I don't want her to know that I like that, or I really want to do that, but I think she might think I'm weird if I do that. You know what I mean? If you're like that, yeah, you're probably not ready for a threesome. Um, but if you're like totally comfortable, like totally like about doing whatever, then yeah, they could probably probably do it. Um, Farhan in house says, "What if you bring two women fantasies together? Like older women want a younger woman to go down on them, vice versa." Not sure what you mean by that, but what if you bring two women fantasies together? Like older women want a younger woman to. I mean, you could do that. Yeah. Do whatever. Do whatever, as long as everyone's into it. But the most important thing as the man is to take the lead, because women will follow oftentimes. Like, they will follow most of the time if you take the lead. If you're confident about the situation. If you're not confident, if you're iffy about it, if you're like, yeah, maybe we can do it some other time, or like they'll be like, he's not really that gunning up. Girls will be turned on by your desire, basically. They'll get more turned on the more you kind of like show like fire in your belly about it. C. Joel says, they say I'm open to experimenting. That's also a good thing to hear, for sure. If they say they're open to experimenting, that means they're down. But they got to be led. Like, if you go waiting for them to organize it, or you'll be waiting a long time. You'll probably be dead by the time like you get anything. But yeah. So yesterday, I I had no idea I was gonna have a threesome yesterday, and I had absolutely no idea. But so the girl I was seeing, the girl, yeah, very sexy girl, nice girl, very cute, sweet, not a hint of feminine, not a hint of womanism in her. Just very, it's so refreshing. It's so based. I mean, like, you can get these, like, you can find these really almost like, even like, because even in Asia, even girls with tattoos, or they might look like hipsters, and kind of artsy college girls, like, that might be a red flag in Western countries. You're gonna know, like, if you see a girl like that in California, you know exactly what her politics are. It's just like there's gonna be all this bullshit that they bring with them, and it's going to be like, white men are bad, uh, uh, Trump bad, like it's just like this sickening bullshit that they'll bring with them. But think about Asia, that's not necessarily the case at all. It's just like fashion for them, like genuine. Like if a girl has a few tattoos, nothing crazy, nothing like insane, like not like it isn't necessarily a red flag. Um, I'm just saying that because the girls yesterday were they're artsy, kind of hipster girls, but hot as well, and you know, there's just not a hint of womanism. Like there was no like political talk. There was nothing. It's just like, oh, it was just so nice. It was so nice. You couldn't like, it wouldn't be the same. Um, if you saw girls like that in Western country, you just know that you know what's coming. Like, if you got talking to them, um, you know what's coming. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, these girls were kind of like, hipsterish, kind of, artsy. Um, but yeah, just very feminine at the same time. Like I said, it's just fashion for them. Just fashion, just like, these girls just care about fashion, image, but very sweet, feminine at the same time. Uh, but yes, so she hit me up and she said, "Oh, there's an event on. You want to come to a party?" I was like, "Oh, sure. Yeah, I had nothing to do. I was like kind of free, so it was Sunday afternoon. So I went along, and it was in this kind of like this dingy little like bar. And I called her up and I said, I didn't know. I called her up and I said, "Yo, I'm outside. Is this the place?" And she was like, "Oh, I'll be out in a second." And she comes out, and I thought it was just going to be her, but she comes out with this girl, and it was her friend. And I just immediately from the start, both of them were just very flirtatious, very just she just in Asia, girls don't usually come up and hug you, if they don't know you. But her friend just came up and like hugged me, and like just very friendly, very open, very it's kind of, I knew from the start that she's kind of freaky. I just got that vibe off her. But yeah, we're in. It's kind of like this. It's this club was basically like a house. It was weirdest club I've ever been to. It was like a house party. Um, I don't know. You paid like $10 in, but it wasn't. It was literally like a college house party. Um, well, yeah, there was all these. There's some hot hipster girls and hot art kind of girls. Um, early 20s. But yeah, so there was basically we're just chatting for a while, and her friend went to the toilet, and my main girl, she said, "Oh, would you fuck her?" And I was like, "Yeah, maybe. Yeah, she's pretty hot." And we talked about it for a bit, just kind of shooting the shit, and so I knew then she was kind of, did she bring her? Did she bring her because she's gonna let me bang her? But we went to the dance floor. Just we're dancing a little bit. Um, I'm not much of a dancer, but there's if there's a chick involved, then I'll grind a little bit. But anyway, I have one girl on one side, like my main girl, and she's like very close to me. I have my arm around her. And then the other girl came in and like kind of started like grinding on me. Like she got very close and slowly edged more, very close. It was kind of like crowded. And so basically pretty soon I have my arms around both girls and like my hands on my main girl's ass, right? And like, very intimate, very intimate. And my other, I just put my other arm around the girl because she's literally grinding on my leg pretty much. Like there's my leg, and she's kind of putting her leg like this, if you can imagine. But yeah, so two girls on me, and I just I kissed my girl. I kissed my girl, so like our faces are like this close. We're on the dance floor. Our faces are very close. It's like crowded kind of dance floor, and so I just made out with my girl, and her face is like very close to us making out. And the girl like put her face, like buried her face into my neck, and it's just very intimate. And she's rubbing my hand. My hand is kind of on her belly. She's wearing a little crop top, and she's really hot. And her hand starts. She links fingers with my hand, and as soon as I stopped kissing my main girl, she just like I looked at her and she just like went and started kissing me, like, and we made out. I just went for it. I just started making out with her, like so, and then back and forth a little bit. I looked at my main girl and she was like, she was just kind of laughing like a little bit. She didn't care at all, like I'm just making out with two girls on the dance floor, like, and it's getting very like intimate. It's like hot and kind of sweaty, because have two girls right on me, like, and you know it was so funny though, because even this club, like, it wasn't, I don't know, like I said, it was kind of a house party, but no one was getting down like this. Like, this was like, wow, like people were looking. I didn't care at all. I didn't give a shit. But it was funny, real, like, pimp game was strong. But two girls, like the dudes, they looked pretty envious. They looked a little bit envious. Don't blame them. Like, it was two hot, like, arty, like, college chicks, like little hotties, man, like cool hipster girls. You know, nice. I'm into that. I'm into that when they're, I like a little hipster girl, as long as she doesn't bring any bullshit politics into it. But you know, so good times. So we did that for like for about 10 minutes, and one of them wanted to go up and have a cigarette, and so we went up to a kind of smoking area, and there was less people there. And then we just started talking like shit, we just basically just started openly talking about going back to her place. And they were kind of like, my main girl was like, I don't know, I'm kind of nervous and I don't know if I want to do it. But this is what I was talking about earlier. You have to be confident. You have to show your desire, not in a forceful way, but in a just in a positive way. And it's like, no, it's cool, like, let's just we can go back, and we don't have to bang. We can just we can make out, and we see how it goes, kind of thing. And you just give that comfortable vibe where nothing has to happen, but we can go back and chill and relax, watch a movie, listen to some music. Now that lightens the situation. And because when you get back and you start making out, they're gonna get excited, and it's gonna be, that's why I always tell guys, as a rule, as a rule, you can break the rule, but there is exceptions to the rule. But I tell guys not to talk about. Usually, you don't talk about sex before you have sex, because girls, if you talk too much about it, you can mess things up. Even girls, they might get turned on by it, but then they think, oh, this, it just, yeah, you can shoot yourself in the foot by getting too sexual before you have sex. So yeah, you don't want to talk about it too much. You don't want to, like, because then they might get nervous, and they might think about, what I talk about. Thinking about things too much is like, it destroys the vibe. The blood shouldn't be going to your brain. It should be going to your genitals. That's where it should be going. So yeah, that lightened the mood, and we just we could have jumped on the train, but I said, fuck it. you don't. I don't want to take time to get in a train, so I just got in a taxi and we went back to her place. I'm in the middle. Uh, girls on either side of me, kind of making out a bit in the taxi too. One on one side, just chilling in the back seat, and we go into hers, and what can I say? But as soon as so we're chilling. She has a bedroom and a TV. So my main girl goes off to the bathroom, and while she's in the bathroom, I start making out with her friend, and I kind of took off her clothes, got her in her underwear. I could have started banging her right then and there, but I feel you kind of you don't want to. Yeah, I thought my main girl would be like, get jealous if I start. You don't want to start without them, so I waited for it to come back, and we took it kind of slowly. Like, I waited for it. She came back, and we're on the bed. There's a TV. We're kind of chilling. One girl's in the underwear, like hot, man, like super hot, and making out with her, and one thing led to another. As soon as we started making out, all three of us, like two girls, like that is like, man, if you ever making out with two girls at the same time is one of the hottest things ever. One of the hottest things ever. Like at the same time. I don't mean like kissing one girl, kissing. That's good too, but I mean like three people, two girls making out. That's hot. Like that is if that doesn't get your that doesn't get you that doesn't get the blood flowing to the right places. I don't know what will, but that's just really hot. Every guy needs to experience that. Making out with two girls at the same time. Like at the same time, literally at the same time. It's a good time. But yeah, so three people making out. And obviously all those kind of like, oh, I don't know about it. That all goes out the window once everyone starts getting turned on. Like they were super into it. Like two of them were really, really turned on by the situation. I was just like, we had a lot. It was, usually when I have sex, it's probably like 15 to 20 minutes. Seems like a good amount of time. But this lasted like, yeah, this was a long session, and it was really hot. It was really, really hot. It was a good time. Uh, you know. But yeah, that was my story. That's how it happened yesterday. It was like unplanned. Like I planted the seed in my main girl's mind, so she knew immediately. Like from the like as soon as I met, like I met her in a bar. I got her contact. We messaged a bit. I met her on a date. And she came back. We watched a movie, and one thing led to another. We banged. We hooked up, and after we hooked up, started planting the seeds. Started talking about my that I've had threesomes. I asked her had she ever had one. She told me she kind of had one. Wasn't the best experience, but she thinks girls are hot. So I was like, this girl's pretty open minded. She's pretty cool about it. She seems seems like a cool girl. Seems like she'd be down. So it's just a rare situation because I didn't even expect her to like for that to happen that day. Like I knew this girl would be great to have a threesome with sometime, but I didn't expect that she would like bring a girl that for me. So that's also an interesting thing. You want to be the guy that girls will do that for. That's why you need to chad the fuck out. I was just telling MLD today. I was just talking about to Yair and MLD about how red pilling it is when you like. I was telling them about how when I do game or when I make approaches and I don't dress well, dress kind of frumpy, don't maybe I always try and dress well, but some days you might make an approach and you're just not your best. Like you don't have a fresh haircut, you don't look your best, you don't feel your best, you might be a bit tired, and I'm less successful. I'm noticeably less successful. But when I dress like have a fresh haircut, like freshly trimmed beard. Like I'm wearing clothes that I know look good on me. I'm wearing a style that I know looks good. And then I go out and do day game, or not going out to do day game, but I may make a few approaches on my way somewhere or whatnot, and like I'll just be getting numbers. Like I'll just be on fire basically. Every girl will give me her number, and it's like, oh, like looks do matter. That's It's just crazy. But if you're a hot dude, like, and you're confident, like that's all that matters. That's all you gotta like do. It's just so you just gotta be that guy. You just gotta be that guy. So many guys out there, like they're theorizing too much. Like they're thinking about it too much. They're thinking about the process too much. Like they're thinking about, oh, what, like I need a script. I need like to tick A, B, and C. No, all you got to do is look good, be confident, and say hello. You know within the first 5 seconds whether they're into it or not. You just talk. You just talk about whatever. Shoot the shit. Stop thinking about, oh, I need to do this, that, and the other. You learn that naturally. You will learn that. You'll just learn it like over time. Oh, this works, this doesn't. You just got to put in the numbers. But yeah, it's yeah, you basically want to be the guy that a girl will literally bring another girl, bring one of her friends to bang you because you're that hot of a dude. Like, and you can become that hot dude. Like men are made. Men are fucking made. Like men are made. Like, you make yourself in the gym, you dress well, and you're cool, you're funny, you're genuinely, you're just a badass motherfucker. You're cool, you're chill, you can talk to people without being awkward. You're just genuinely like a fun person to be around, and the world will be your oyster. Like you'll just you'll have a very good sex life. um Know Your Worth says the logistics of a threesome should be where you're chilling with one chick and another messages you. If you plant that seed, you can then propose it. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Um, yeah, it's all about planting the seed and as a guy making it happen. So yesterday was a little bit. Although I did plant the seed, it was different because I didn't find that other girl. She brought that other girl, and that's what can happen when you become the like high level guy, like a guy that they view as like worth sharing. you know it's like I told a story about my boy Yair. Like he was like he's jacked as fuck. He's the guy that like actually cucks other dudes, like because I told a story about where a girl, he matched with a girl on Bumble, and she has a sugar daddy relationship, or a relationship in general with a guy, and he had this fantasy about seeing her getting fucked, so they wanted to find a Jack Chad guy to come and bang her in front of him, and my boy Yair went and did that, like, because he's a Chad. Like that's the kind of thing that you can that girls will choose you. You're like the prize bull. Like you want to be the prize bull, and you can do that because men are made, and put in the work. Farhan says the advice that I consistently give myself during day game is to listen more because you get topic of discussion. Yeah. I'd say, yeah, listen, you can talk or whatever. Just not be afraid of silences. And like it's very, I'm just so tuned in and dialed in. Like I'm very aware of whether or not a girl wants to talk to me. There's girls that will not want to talk to you at all, and they'll ghost you or give you a few words or whatever, and you just know it's like pulling teeth. There's girls that will be kind of polite. They'll talk to you, but there's zero. They don't want to talk to you. They're just talking to you because it's like polite, or they don't want to be rude. There's girls who are on the fence. They're the girls where you bring your A game, and you can get a number and you can end up hooking up. and that's where game counts. That's where confidence. That's where all that. And then there's girls who very receptive, very positive, and they'll have a spark in their eye, and it's very easy to talk to, and immediately that they want to talk, and it's just easy. You don't have to. Conversation should just flow. You're just talking about whatever, and as long as it's not boring, as long as it's not interview. Don't interview these girls. It's not like an interview where you're like, oh, like talking about their job, like boring shit. They don't want to talk about their jobs. Don't ask girls about what they do. I would just avoid that topic on pickup. Like, girls don't want to talk about their shitty jobs. Most of them have shit jobs. But anyway, side note. Yeah, guys. So I hope you enjoyed this story. If you haven't already, smash the like button. You know, uh, and comment, share the stream. It helps me out. I hope it was useful. Hope it helped you figure know what if you haven't already had a threesome, then you know what it takes to actually put one together. Um, you know, I think I've said it before, but if you're listening to this and you want a free 20-minute consultation about basically anything about hooking up with chicks, from day game, online, night game, I'm doing free consultations at the minute. So send me an email, DM me on Instagram, and we can do that. So yeah, guys, I will catch you guys tomorrow night for another episode of Player Life. Peace out. Bye bye. Have a good day.